So this is exercise number 3, and this is quite good as a way of sense checking your embouchure, particularly if you have a tendency to turn the flute in too much or out too much. If you turn the flute in too much, you will find that the high notes come out more, a little bit more easily, less resistance, but the flute will start to sound very thin and flat. And if you turn the flute out too much, your high notes will sound quite sharp, but they'll be harder to get. There's a point in between both of those where the flute will have its best resonance, and quite a good way to get that is to practice as a warming up exercise to short notes in a very specific way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play lots of repeated short notes, and I'm going to make the embouchure for each note and then let it go afterwards. So each note is embouchure, 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 and these are just short little notes. And when you practice this yourself, you'll find there's a point where, when you're trying to work out where's the best place to put it and stuff, where the flute will just sing out much more naturally. So I'll show you what it's like. Okay. Now I repeat that note 4 times, and then the last one is a long note. I'm not tonguing any of them, I'm just breathing out little puffs of air that go with it. The reason that you repeat it is you're doing the same thing in the Marcel Moyse exercise, which is you're listening to the note you just played and think, is that in the right place? Does it need to be slightly more projected out? Does it need to be slightly less? And you'll be able to hear with each note it getting a little bit better, and then the long note is the one that confirms it. And you do a similar thing where you start from a note that you find easy, like B, and you go down a note at a time further down the flute. And that also helps you with one of those things that's quite difficult on the flute, which is staccato low notes. So and all, so that you get to hear what it will probably sound like when you do it as well. But as you go down the flute, those notes will start to be more likely to split, be more difficult, and you'll have to be more precise with getting it in just the right place. So that's quite a good exercise to do for making sure that your embouchure's relaxed and that you're actually pointing the air in the right place. And then do the same thing as well in the second octave. So this is second octave A. And you'll hear the tone colour changing as you go down the flute as well. So there's two places in the flute where getting a note to speak easily like that is difficult, and they're both at this end. So this is the bottom end of the low register, bottom F to E and D. Everybody knows those notes are difficult to get them to speak clearly. Second octave, the E and the D are harmonics of the first register notes, and they are the ones that are most likely to split. And it's a good idea to do that exercise around those notes as well, and just think, where does that sound like it wants to go? Does it sound like it wants to split? Does it sound clear? Is it as clear as I can get it? So that's a really good exercise to do. I wouldn't do it in the top register notes because they're a little bit too short to really make a difference. But that will help you to centre your sound, and that will help you to get more out of the rest of your practice session.